ACCUPLACER Health Professions Exam Review. Question 1. A nursing program orientation reviews 80 forms in 4 hours. What is the average number of forms reviewed per hour? Option A, 84. Option B, 76. Option C, 320. Option D, 20. The correct answer is option D, 20. A unit rate divides the total amount by the number of hours. 80 divided by 4 equals 20. Adding, subtracting, or multiplying the numbers does not answer a per minus hour question. Question 2. A student earns practice scores of 72, 79, 86, and 93. What is the mean score? Option A, 82.5. Option B, 93. Option C, 72. Option D, not enough information. The correct answer is option A, 82.5. The mean is the sum of all scores divided by the number of scores. 330 divided by 4 equals 82.5. The highest score, lowest score, and midpoint of the extremes do not use all 4 data values correctly. Question 3. A review box contains 6 anatomy cards and 9 math cards. If one card is selected at random, what is the probability that it is an anatomy card for a nutrition student in a summer bridge session? Option A, 9/15. Option B, 2/5. Option C, 6/9. Option D, 15/6. The correct answer is option B, 2/5. Probability is favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes, so the probability is 6/15, simplified to 2/5. The other choices use the math minus card count, compare anatomy only to math cards, or reverse the fraction.
Stressed about your phlebotomy exam? We can take phlebotomy exam for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 4. To meet a practice goal, a student wants an average of at least 83 after 4 quizzes. If the first 3 scores are 81, 86, and 73, what minimum 4th score is needed for a community health student in a summer bridge session? Option A, 91. Option B, 97. Option C, 92. Option D, 80. The correct answer is option C, 92. An average of at least 83 over 4 quizzes requires at least 332 total points. The first 3 scores total 240, so the 4th score must be at least 92. A lower score misses the goal, a higher score is more than the minimum, and the current average does not answer the requirement. Question 5. A line on a practice graph passes through 2, 14, and 5, 32. What is the slope of the line? Option A, 18. Option B, 3. Option C, not enough information. Option D, 6. The correct answer is option D, 6. Slope is the change in y divided by the change in x. 32 minus 14, divided by 5 minus 2, equals 6. The other choices use only the vertical change, only the horizontal change, or divide one coordinate pair instead of comparing both points. Question 6. A temperature minus change example starts at minus 13 and increases by 8. What is the final value? Option A, minus 5. Option B, minus 21. Option C, 21. Option D, not enough information. The correct answer is option A, minus 5. An increase means at 8 to minus 13, giving minus 5. Subtracting moves in the wrong direction, using the absolute value loses the negative starting point, and making the total negative combines the signs incorrectly. Question 7. A study minus skills report uses the term correlation. Which interpretation best supports accurate statistical reasoning for a medical assisting student in a tutoring session? Option A. It proves that every individual result will match the group result. Option B. It describes association but does not prove that one variable caused the other. Option C. It means the result cannot change if more data are collected. Option D. It allows conclusions without considering how the data were gathered. The correct answer is option B. It describes association but does not prove that one variable caused the other. The interpretation must match the statistical idea being named. It describes association but does not prove that one variable caused the other. The other choices overstate certainty, ignore sampling limits, or treat a statistic as proof beyond the available data. Question 8. A paragraph explains why students should check units before solving measurement problems. Which title best states the main idea for a respiratory therapy student in a tutoring session? Option A. Why cramming always works. Option B. The history of medical schools. Option C. Unit labels matter in measurement problems. Option D. How to avoid studying entirely. The correct answer is option C. Unit labels matter in measurement problems. The best title must cover the central point of the paragraph rather than a minor or unrelated idea. This title reflects the main focus, while the other choices exaggerate, shift to a different subject, or contradict the message. Are you looking for ACCUPLACER exam actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access ACCUPLACER exam study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get ACCUPLACER exam answer key today. Question 9. Which sentence uses correct subject minus verb agreement for a dental hygiene student in a tutoring session? Option A. The students in the lab is preparing for the placement test. Option B. The students in the lab prepares for the placement test. Option C. The students in the lab was preparing for the placement test. Option D. The students in the lab are preparing for the placement test. The correct answer is option D. The students in the lab are preparing for the placement test. The subject and verb must agree in number. The correct sentence matches a singular subject with a singular verb or a plural subject with a plural verb, while the other choices use verbs that do not agree with their subjects. Question 10. Which sentence uses parallel structure for a practical nursing student in a tutoring session? Option A. The workshop teaches planning, note minus taking, and problem minus solving. Option B. The workshop teaches planning, note minus taking, and how to solve problems. Option C. The workshop teaches planning, to take notes, and problem minus solving. Option D. The workshop teaches to plan, note minus taking, and problem minus solving. The correct answer is option A. The workshop teaches planning, note minus taking, and problem minus solving. Parallel structure keeps items in a list in the same grammatical form. The correct sentence uses matching forms, while the other choices mix nouns, gerunds, infinitives, or phrases in a way that weakens sentence structure. Question 11. In health science vocabulary, what does the suffix minus ectomy mean for a surgical technology student in a tutoring session? Option A. Inflammation. Option B. Surgical removal. Option C. Measurement. Option D. Deficiency. The correct answer is option B. Surgical removal. The suffix minus ectomy is used to indicate surgical removal. The other meanings belong to different suffixes or prefixes and would lead to an incorrect definition. Question 12. Which phrase best describes homeostasis in the human body for a phlebotomy student in a tutoring session? Option A. Breaking down food only in the stomach. Option B. Moving bones at a joint. Option C. Maintaining stable internal conditions. Option D. Producing new vocabulary terms. The correct answer is option C. Maintaining stable internal conditions. Homeostasis means keeping internal conditions, such as temperature and fluid balance, within a stable range. The other choices describe digestion, movement, or studying rather than the body's regulation of internal balance. Question 13. During skills practice, which action best supports infection control when hands are visibly soiled for a physical therapy assistant student in a tutoring session? Option A. Use only a dry towel. Option B. Skip hand hygiene if gloves are worn. Option C. Touch clean supplies first. Option D. Wash with soap and water. The correct answer is option D. Wash with soap and water. Infection control focuses on reducing transfer of microorganisms between people, surfaces, and supplies. The correct action reduces contamination risk, while the other choices increase risk or ignore basic hygiene principles. Question 14. Which statement is written as a testable hypothesis for an occupational therapy assistant student in a tutoring session? Option A. If practice problems include unit labels, then measurement errors will decrease. Option B. Unit labels can be interesting. Option C. The class took a quiz. Option D. Measurement errors are bad. The correct answer is option A. If practice problems include unit labels, then measurement errors will decrease. A testable hypothesis connects a condition or change with a measurable outcome. The correct choice uses an if-then structure that can be investigated, while the other choices are opinions, broad facts, or observations without a testable relationship. Question 15. Which action best shows academic integrity when using a sentence from a source in a study guide for a health information student in a tutoring session? Option A. Copy the sentence without credit. Option B. Quote or paraphrase accurately and cite the source as required. Option C. Change one word and call it original. Option D. List no source because it is online. The correct answer is option B. Quote or paraphrase accurately and cite the source as required. Academic integrity means producing honest work and giving credit when using sources or collaboration. The correct action follows that standard, while the other choices involve copying, misrepresentation, or improper sharing. Question 16. A line of best fit for practice score is y equals 3x plus 11, where x is hours studied. What score does the model predict for 8 hours? Option A, 22. Option B, 57. Option C, 35. Option D, 32. The correct answer is option C, 35. Substitute 8 for x in the model, y equals 3, 8, plus 11 equals 35. The other choices add instead of multiplying, multiply the wrong quantity, or leave off 1 hour of the slope. Question 17. A sentence defines a term immediately after a comma. Which reading strategy follows from this direction for a diagnostic imaging student in a tutoring session? Option A. Commas always signal wrong information. Option B. Definitions never appear in sentences. Option C. The term must be unrelated to the definition. Option D. The definition can help identify the term's meaning. The correct answer is option D. The definition can help identify the term's meaning. Reading questions require close attention to wording and evidence. The correct strategy follows the stated direction, while the other choices rely on shortcuts or ignore the text. Question 18. Using context clues, what does the key word in this sentence most likely mean? The results were consistent, with similar scores across several practice tests. For a patient care technician student in a tutoring session, Option A, showing a steady pattern. Option B, contradictory. Option C, impossible. Option D, unmeasured. The correct answer is option A, showing a steady pattern. Context clues around the word point to its meaning. The correct meaning fits the rest of the sentence, while the other choices conflict with the clues provided.
Stressed about your phlebotomy exam? We can take phlebotomy exam for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 19. Which word is most nearly the opposite of major for an allied health student in a tutoring session? Option A, important. Option B, minor. Option C, central. Option D, primary. The correct answer is option B, minor. An antonym means the opposite of the given word. The correct word reverses the meaning, while the other choices are similar to the original word or do not create a true opposite. Question 20. A health professions student has quiz scores of 79, 82, 85, and 88. What score is needed on a fifth quiz to average 82 for a health science student in a tutoring session? Option A, 71. Option B, 81. Option C, 76. Option D, 84. The correct answer is option C, 76. An average of 82 over 5 quizzes requires 410 total points. The first 4 scores total 334, so 76 more points are needed. The other choices either use the current average, subtract too little, or add too much. Question 21. A nursing program orientation reviews 96 forms in 4 hours. What is the average number of forms reviewed per hour for a clinical laboratory student in a tutoring session? Option A, 100. Option B, 92. Option C, 384. Option D, 24. The correct answer is option D, 24. A unit rate divides the total amount by the number of hours. 96 divided by 4 equals 24. Adding, subtracting, or multiplying the numbers does not answer a per-hour question. Question 22. A student earns practice scores of 92, 74, 81, and 88. What is the mean score? Option A, 83.75. Option B, 92. Option C, 74. Option D, 83. The correct answer is option A, 83.75. The mean is the sum of all scores divided by the number of scores. 335 divided by 4 equals 83.75. The highest score, lowest score, and midpoint of the extremes do not use all 4 data values correctly. Question 23. A review box contains 8 anatomy cards and 5 math cards. If one card is selected at random, what is the probability that it is an anatomy card for a nutrition student in a tutoring session? Option A, 5/13. Option B, 8/13. Option C, 8/5. Option D, 13/8. The correct answer is option B, 8/13. Probability is favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes, so the probability is 8/13, simplified to 8/13. The other choices use the math minus card count, compare anatomy only to math cards, or reverse the fraction. Question 24. To meet a practice goal, a student wants an average of at least 83 after 4 quizzes. If the first 3 scores are 83, 88, and 75, what minimum 4th score is needed for a community health student in a tutoring session? Option A, 85. Option B, 91. Option C, 86. Option D, 82. The correct answer is option C, 86. An average of at least 83 over 4 quizzes requires at least 332 total points. The first 3 scores total 246, so the 4th score must be at least 86. A lower score misses the goal, a higher score is more than the minimum, and the current average does not answer the requirement. Question 25. A line on a practice graph passes through 1, 10, and 4, 16. What is the slope of the line? Option A, 6. Option B, 3. Option C, 4. Option D, 2. The correct answer is option D, 2. Slope is the change in y divided by the change in x. 16 minus 10, divided by 4 minus 1, equals 2. The other choices use only the vertical change, only the horizontal change, or divide one coordinate pair instead of comparing both points.